OneX, known for their OneXPlayer line of handheld PCs, is about to release one with the biggest screen we've ever seen on a handheld gaming PC. It's going to cost you a lot. Let's talk about that and so much more in the latest episode of DeckedUP, a gaming and tech podcast. Oh, what's up, everybody? It's Mekel Kasanova, host of DeckedUP, a gaming tech podcast. I hope you're having a beautiful and aloha day today. We got something to talk about today because OneXPlayer, the company outside of ayaneo that actually makes a lot of devices, has decided to drop a new device, the OneXPlayer X1 Ultra 155H 10.93 inch 3-in-1 handheld. It's a whole mouthful. There's a lot that's going on with this. I can't wait to talk about it. Before we do that, if you guys enjoy the content that comes out on this channel, if you enjoy the podcast, you enjoy any of the things that we do here, make sure, if you're watching it on YouTube, like the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already. All the stuff that YouTube wants you to do, share it around. If you're listening to it on Spotify, who is the sponsor of this podcast, make sure you leave a rating, share it around as well. Or if you're on Apple Podcasts or Apple Podcasts or any other platforms, make sure you leave a rating, comment, and then go from there. All that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this device because, man, I got a lot I'm very curious about. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to the screen, showcase it. And this is the Indiegogo right here. So I know my camera's kind of blocking it. So let me go ahead and move my camera a little bit over out of the way. All right, so we're going to be right here. So it says OneXPlayer X1 Ultra 155H 10.95 inch 3-in-1 handheld. It's a 10.95 inch 120 hertz screen. It's got an Intel Ultra core. It's a 3-in-1 form. It's got Harman sound and 8-hour battery life and only 789 grams. Now, looking at this thing, quite clearly, this looks very similar in design to the PlayStation Portal more than any other device that's out there. But yeah, we're going to scroll through and we're going to look at it. So we'll move it back over here. This is what it looks like. We're going to play the little video here. Webcam on the top. This might be one of the first ones I've seen that has a webcam built into it. Magnetic backlit keyboard. Oh, this comes... Yo, you can turn this into... Bruh, okay. I'm interested in this one. I just don't know who to talk to over at OneX. Okay, this right here is looking serious. Okay. I'm impressed so far. I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite impressed. Maximum capacity 64 gigs. So I'm assuming it's gonna come default with 32. I know the dockable functionality is nothing new on OneX devices, but I think this one looks the best of all the ones I've seen. I like the way this looks. Again, this ain't gonna be for everybody, but it's quite impressive. What? Modifiable joystick, D-pad. Slide in full control. So okay, so it's got the one thing that the whatchamacallit doesn't have, the Legion Go doesn't have. Okay. All right. So this right here, um, their goal, well, I guess it's only 10,000. They raised $458,438. And you got 29 days left, 362 backers. Okay. Doing pretty good. All right, so let's go over here and look at it. Uh Exclusive rewards, you get the controllers, magnetic keyboard, pre-installed screen film. Backer support gets a bracket. Okay. Back support bracket, protected bag. Not bad. These are different ones. So you got the Ultra 5 up to the 125H, 16 gigs. Okay, so all right. So out the gate, the cheapest one is 859. So looking at that, and on a normal, that's $989. Looking at this, this is, in my opinion, I wouldn't go for it at that price. The only way I would go for this is for the tier that's above it with the 32 gigs of RAM. That's the only reason. That would be the only, like, this top one I wouldn't go with at all. It's just not worth it because you look at the configuration on it, it's comparable to the MSI CLAW that's coming out. So I don't see honestly the point in spending, either the sale price at $859 or the $989 that they're asking for this. Not for that configuration. Everything from that onwards, with the exception of this right here, I would say is worth it. 32 gigs and then 64 gig 14. So that $13.99 option, honestly, if I got that, that's going to be the only handheld I'm using. 64 gigs RAM, 4 terabytes of storage. It's an Ultra 7 chipset. That's mighty appealing. It's mighty appealing. And then the higher end one, the highest end one that comes with the external GPU, 2000. I mean, if you gonna drop that kind of cash on it, I'm not mad. I know some folks would be like, "Oh, you should if you're gonna spend that kind of money, just build a computer." What? Look, everybody don't want to build a computer. All right, all right. Can we get to a point where we understand that not everybody wants to build a computer? Anyways, let's look at some of the accessories. So stylus is $75, typically 100 on sale. 29 for the case, on sale for 9. Was this Type C to US not USB HDMI? 29 on sale, 59 normally. Keyboard is 39.99, but it's on sale for 59. And then you got the controller, screen, all this other stuff. So that's all the stuff that comes if you go with the highest end one. All right, world's first 3-in-1 10.95 inch gaming handheld. All right, you can use this gaming console, laptop, or tablet. All right, Intel 4 graphics architecture, 4.8 gigahertz max turbo frequency, 28 watt base TDP. That's the base of it, bruh. Okay, okay, all right, okay. 16 cores, 22 threads. It's a 2K screen, so same resolution, different aspect ratio than the Legion Go. All right, DPI 3, 138% sRGB, 540 nits, 10-point touch panel. Ooh, LTPS screen. Okay, DC dimming. All right. So I'm curious about the triggers. I'm not seeing where it says it's got Hall effect triggers, but it says it's got precision triggers. I can be okay with that. Alps Esports gray joystick, no drift, no dead zones. So close enough to Hall effect sensors. Okay. I want to see the back. Okay, so it's got the Harman Kardon certified audio. So I'm assuming the speakers are pretty good on this. Dual pure copperhead pipes. Okay. Heat fans, liquid bearing fan. There seems to be only one, and that's a concern with the size, the battery capacity, the storage. I'm kind of worried about cooling, but we'll see. Uh, let's see. So 65.2 watt hour battery. That's the biggest one we've seen so far. Okay. That's a massive battery. Wow. Okay. Fingerprint unlock. Windows facial. Yeah, I saw it had the webcam on, so I was really impressed with that. Okay. One key turbo for platform. I like that. Having a button to just, that way you don't have to deal with settings or have to take yourself out of the game to really change the setting. I like that. That's really cool. Two USB 3.0. Okay. And a USB-C, so Thunderbolt, I think. No, that's not the. Is it? No, 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 it is Thunderbolt. Okay. Yeah, Oculink, PCL, IE 4.0. Okay, interesting. So I'm looking at all this. I mean, it looks nice, and they get a lot of support from. Like I know folks that work at Tom's Hardware and other of these outlets, so it gets a lot of praise. All right, so this is all the stuff. Join the community. I've never worked with them, so there's that too. All right, so let's go back up over here. Um, yeah, we're gonna look at ETA Prime's video shortly. I'm looking at this, right? And let's go over here and we're gonna look at what they have as far as like choose your perk. So 1006 for right now you get for 1069. You get the Ultra 7, 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte storage, and it also includes a screen film, controllers, keyboard, magnetic keyboard, protective case, genuine back support bracket, charging cable, 1000 watts charger, and the device itself. So this is going to be shipping in March. All right, that's not a bad price for what you get. I can't knock it. This one goes with the eGPU. Okay, 18% off, so you can 1500. You can get this. I wouldn't get it because of the Ultra 5. Just get the Ultra 7 if you're gonna spend this much money anyway. So let's go over to this one. So $150 more. And then get all the same stuff as everything else, plus the eGPU. Only 13 out of 100 have claimed this. This makes me question, what is the ROI for them doing stuff like this? Because I'm just curious as to like how is this a sustainable model? Unless they're not making it until you actually get it, like you confirm you're going to purchase it. If they're doing that, I could definitely see that as a way that they're able to, you know, save money and stay in business. Then the highest one, 2 grand. 23 of these have been claimed, so 23 of y'all dropped. Man, so they made over $26,000 off it. That's not bad. They're making money. All right. Okay, so let's look at ETA Prime. I know he's got hands on with it. Again, I'm not gonna play audio, and I'll include the link to his overview of it in the description down below. Okay. All right. Looks very much like I said. It looks very much like the PlayStation Portal, but detachable Joy Cons or controllers. Beautiful tablet, which is why it's a 2K resolution because their hopes are you're going to use this for more than just gaming. This is going to be your everything device, which this kind of puts it in a separate category than the other handheld gaming PCs, except for the Legion Go, which has the same functionality minus the keyboard. But this right here, having the controllers, if you want to game on it, you can use it as a tablet. You can also attach the keyboard with the kickstand. and get your productivity done. This literally, this is your all-in-one device, especially if you get the one with the eGPU. All right, it's running Forza really well. Look at this, because he got a prototype model. Okay, so we got one intake, one outtake for heat distribution and cooling. Okay. Again, that's a concern of mine. And I haven't watched this video yet. This is the first time I'm looking at it. I just wanted to see it in action because we can always like look at what a device can do from like their bill, but it always helps to actually see somebody actually do something. Okay, so we got exhaust vent. Okay, so is that two intakes and one out, and then one outtake, or outtake on the top? Okay, you get the eGPU spot. Okay, I'm curious about the sturdiness of um that back attachment. I have a lot of questions about that. This eGPU. Well, the gummies kicking in. Segue right now. Get some Moonwalker Delta 8, Delta 9 gummies. Anyways, link for that if you want that is going to be in the description down below. Okay, but looking at this too, it looks like it's pretty secure on it. So USB 4 Type A on the right side. Okay, I'm not hating it. Okay, so you can completely cover the slots that the Joy-Cons go into. That works for me. And then on the left side, you got the two USB-C ports. Yeah, I think any device coming out at this point needs to have at least one USB-A and then two USB Type C's like this. But my mouse ain't trying to die on me. Okay. Like that screen is beautiful, but I really want to see him using it in productivity. So this is very similar to, I mean, it's probably using the same connectors and interface as a Surface. It looks good. I don't know how tactile, these keys are, but if he's able to use it like that, seems fine. Doesn't seem like he's having any type of accidental touches, which is good. And the response on that screen is ridiculous. That's crazy. And it's handling Cyberpunk like a champ. So 28 watts, we're getting 64 and above. But it's a variable. The frame rate is not consistent. It's variable, but that's still pretty good. I mean, this is looking like a champ. And it's a beautiful screen. I wouldn't take this out of my house where maybe on a flight. I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking at this and I'm just like, I'm not. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna stop it here, and then we're gonna hop on back over as soon as I can get it to listen to them. All right, on the official site. Okay, looking at this thing, I am quite impressed with it. I'm very impressed with it. Um, the one thing I will say, while I am impressed with the look of it, the size of it too, performance capability, the base, TDP, and going up and everything like that, I am. This is an enthusiast, so for anyone who's going to be like, who's going to spend that type of money? Anytime someone says that, somebody, just not you. So this is not a casual consumer device. This is for an enthusiast. And same thing, this is kind of how I view the Ioneos, even though Ioneo is kind of trying to be like, we are for the casual, but we're also for the enthusiasts. But this is purely an enthusiast device. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it at all. Like, for what you're getting, the power to performance, I think is very impressive. I think it's, you really can't go wrong with it. But because OneX, just like ayaneo, releases so many devices, my fears when it comes to something like this is, how long are they going to support it? Because it's the biggest thing of where we are, is like, is it going to be supported for a while? Is it not going to be supported? Are they going to churn out something else and basically make this obsolete by the time you get it? That's the problem I have with Ioneo. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're just an Ioneo hater." I'm not a hater of Ioneo. I think their devices look cool. Some of the stuff I've seen, and the ones I've got to try from my other creator friends, I like it. But I don't like their business model, just like I don't like OneX's business model, and especially going through Indiegogo. Um, I don't like the frequency and intervals of releases. Like, let your device breathe. Don't, you know, don't churn them out that quickly because it depreciates the value. So those are the two things I have against Ayaneo and OneXPlayer. The third thing I guess I could throw in there is the fact that going through Indiegogo, you gotta give that money up. You gotta back this before it's even officially going to be given to you. I don't like that. I want to either go into a brick and mortar store and buy it, or be able to buy it off their website, or buy it directly off of, Best Buy or Amazon or something. I want to be able to go and physically either pick it up in a store and purchase it, or be able to buy it from a reputable online platform. I'm not comfortable with Indiegogo, which is why I've never really messed with any of these devices, Miami or OneXPlayer. And I'm in the OneXPlayer Discord. I've never gotten anything from them. Again, I think I said this earlier, but I've never gotten anything from them. I've never worked with them or anything like that. But yeah, I've never gotten anything from them. Never got anything from Ayaneo. And I'm not salty. I know people will assume, oh, you're jealous of those who get. No, I'm not. Ain't nothing guaranteed in this field. No matter how much you have done, how much you've accomplished, or how little you have, everyone has a different, opportunities in this space. But and yeah, I'm not jealous. I'm happy for ETA Prime is my go-to for a lot of news in the tech space, like for devices. But I'm not jealous at all. I'm not. I'm happy for him and everyone that gets to cover their stuff. You know, maybe one day I will, maybe not. I don't know. I'm happy working with Lenovo, Asus, and all that. Anyways, um, I don't see how this can go past being niche, and maybe that's just where they're gonna continue to make them. That's the only thing I can see. But for what it is, I mean, I do have concerns about the Intel Ultra chips. I know we've had instances where like it doesn't work well with a lot of games, so that's definitely a concern. But I think they probably hammered a lot of that out. I don't know. I don't know. I can't just straight up, like, I could see myself using this fully, but I can't just straight up tell somebody like, you need to go out and draw a stack or two stacks, like a G or two G's on this, unless you're gonna fully utilize everything it has. I personally would, but I'm not gonna go through Indiegogo. But the casual consumer is like, do I get this or do I get, the Legion Go? Do I get the Steam Deck? I'm always going to send the everyday average consumer to get one of those, preferably a Steam Deck, because easiest for them if they're not new to PC gaming, easiest for them to get up and start using, whether they want more power and performance, ROG Ally, MSI CLAW, Legion. But anyways, that's my thoughts on this. Very intrigued by it. It's got my eye. I'm very interested in it. But what do you guys think? Is this something you're considering picking up? Are you interested in it? Whatever your thoughts are, let us know. If you're watching on YouTube, in the comment section down below. If you listen in audio format, then leave a comment, make a rating, all that stuff, share it around. And all that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Do all the stuff YouTube likes, all the stuff that the podcasting platforms like, and greatly helps out the channel. If you want to become a channel member for exclusive early access to content, behind the scenes, and so much more for this show and Kasanova podcast and the general content we put out, then hey, become a channel member or become a patron. All that being said, I'm signing out. Hope y'all have a blessed and aloha rest of your day, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.